Greetings and salutations, everybody on YouTube channel. Oh, it's great to be here. And then, finally, I had to wait a long time to do this before I had to remove my old mattress and pretty much move everything else. I think you already know what time it is. It's finally time for me to re-review the old Disney's Jungle Book. And yes, I know I reviewed it on Jane Goose years ago. Oh wait, it was probably Rex Martinez channel. And you know what? Doesn't matter. What matters is it's time to finally do a second review. I already got Baloo the Bear here, which is cool. Just from a art store, which is cool. Give me a second. Here's Shere Khan from the Jungle Book. Oh, that's pretty neat. I do have King Louie, but he was kind of dirty. And I mean, wherever I put him at, he was kind of filthy. I had to clean him up another time. Just give me a second. I know I talked about the movie like years ago. Oh, look who it is. Ooh, oh, look at that. I used to call him Old Scaly Lips because he's a lizard, reptile, snake. In fact, I got both of the different kinds. Here's the one from the original movie, and he looks like this, just like in the film. That's really cool. And the one I just showed you, he looks different. On here, he looks mad, and then smiling, and has his tongue looks different. Plus, you already know I am doing a lot of deviant art of this here snake. Lots of crossovers with this awesome snake that's been around since 1957. I mean, 1967. So, celebrating its 57th anniversary, I'm gonna re-talk about it once again. Plus, I already showed you the live-action remake 2016 movie, just a short opening of it. But fun fact, they did do like the very first live-action Disney movie, which is 1994, which I did talk about on the Disney December. And there was like Mowgli Story 1998, but nobody talks about that. And yes, there is like Jungle Cubs, Tailspin, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this over with. Here it is. I'm doing it on YouTube. Because on the Switch shows it better on there. Sorry. I swear I was not been drinking in soda. I've been drinking, well, kind of cream soda. Anyhow, the Disney's Jungle Book. Time to re-talk about this movie. I know I first started talking about this a long time ago, but I have not talked about how this was Walt Disney's very final film before he died from the C word, which I will not say it. And it says right here it's created by Malcolm, Ollie Johnson, Frank Thomas, and John Harry. But fun fact, they also did like a few interesting Disney movies, like probably Robin Hood, which is done by Don Bluth himself. And they did do like other interesting Disney movies like The Sword and the Stone, and probably 101 Dalmatians, all that stuff. And let's see, this is gonna probably be a long review for me to talk about this. There's like interesting voice actors that are not around anymore. There's like Phil Harris, who played Not only the time he would play a bear more than once, but played Little John in Disney's Robin Hood, and also played a feline cat named Thomas O'Malley from Disney's Aristocats. And his last one was Rockadoodle, which came out in 1990, which is final part of voice acting before he sadly kicked the bucket. And there's Sebastian Carbont, which I only know him as the voice of Bagheera, and Sir Egdar from Sword in the Stone. There's other famous voice actors you'll probably see in the opening credits of this movie. There's Louis Parma as the voice of King Louie, which people on the website think he's a racist stereotype, the way he starts singing and smooth jazzing, which I'm okay with that. There's George Sanders, which is the voice of Shere Khan, which I best have known him as playing the character of Mr. Freeze from Batman and 60s card live action show. Stern Hathaway is the voice of Caw, the snake, and that hypnotizes the boy and tries to eat him but fails. But also played Disney's Winnie the Pooh and other tons of Disney roles he's been doing since the early 40s and 50s and 60s, so on and so forth. He also appeared in The Adventures of Superman in the early 50s. Or you best know him as the voice of the Treasure Cat from Alice in Wonderland. Alright, there's J.P. Ellie as the voice of Colonel Hottie, which you'll probably know him in other movie roles. Bruce Oman is the voice of Mowgli, which is Walt Disney's grandson. And the play, only 2 rows are basically the Jungle Boy, Mowgli, and Christopher Robin from Winnie the Pooh. That's pretty much all he did. I would talk about all the rest of the voice actors, but we'll be here all day. Anyhow, the basic story is pretty simple. The movie does begin and with Bagheera living his own life in the jungle until he stumbles upon a baby Mowgli that ends up in a broken boat and gets raised by wolves.
But I wasn't so sure.
Another fun fact, they actually had to reuse that same tail wagon for 100 Dalmatians. In fact, most Disney movies do that all the time. It does have to recycle some interesting animation at heart. They had the budget to do all that. Anyways, the story's about him returning to Man Village because a tragic vicious tiger named Shere Khan returned part of the jungle would murder the young boy. And they have to return to the Man Village as quickly as possible.
Then, good luck.
While encountering dangerous things like a giant snake.
I'm not afraid.
A rock python named Ka. It has hypnotic powers to mesmerize them. But luckily, Bagheera sees Mowgli in time, and Mowgli pushes down his quills down the tree. And also meets colorful characters like the elephants. Hoppy Jr. and all the rest of the other wild
That means stop.
creatures. Even meets a kind, lazy bear named Bullet, who I like to sing the Bare Necessities, which I am not allowed to play the song. And gets captured by random monkeys that take him to King Louie to give him
Beautiful. That's real jungle.
Man with fire. That he's the leader of all monkeys.
That's me. Can fix it for you.
So I'm not allowed to play the song, but and to get to the point, and with the return Mowgli into Man Village because of Shere Khan the tiger will eat him and tells him. And if he grows up, he'll hunt him down with a gun or burn him with fire is his worst fear. So Blue had no choice but to send him back to the Man Village, which Mowgli runs away and goes up by himself. There's like a scene where the elephants will find him, but they never show up again. And Shere Khan finally shows up there until the 40-minute mark of the movie. He does look menacingly evil. And how they designed Shere Khan looks impressive. And he has that gentleman type of voice that does respect on how evil and menacing he is. Then Mowgli meets Kaa once again, but this time he looks cartoonish than his first appearance, that he looked like real Python, but in this second encounter he looks a little bit like evil again.
Want me to look
Python.
at you? Then you look at me.
No, sir. I know what you're trying to do. Cop?
But luckily, Shere Khan shows up before he was eat him. He could almost succeeded if he didn't show up. So he escaped a python and meets a kindly, friendly vultures that get bored and there's nothing else to do. And saying that famous quote, I don't know what you want to do. And they cheer him out to be his best friend. And once they start singing, Shere Khan finally encounters Mowgli. And that fight concerns. And it shows a bit of lightning and fire. Showing his worst fear is flames. And toward the end of the movie, he does end up in the Man Village. Fall in love with a girl.
Hey, now.
Well, that he just first met. Which in the sequel, future, she's called Shanti. That's how the movie ends. He returns to Man Village, and Baloo starts singing the Bare Necessities and go back where they belong with Bagheera. Alright, that's pretty much all you had to know. Unlike my last review that took like a half hour, let me explain the rest of the whole entire movie. It is one of the most impressive films of all time that came out centuries ago. Are people like the film or not? It's quite impressive. It took the writers and developers to, shall we say, get the story plot going, make the beautiful jungle look realistic, interesting characters, wonderful music, great songs, and not to mention wonderful humor in it. I never get tired of hearing those monkeys saying, "That's how a bear caresses these. Here's some bear necessities." It just never gets old. So not to give too much away, and those of you who have not watched this movie before, it's a pretty impressive film of all time. It would take lots of time and effort to make such a brilliant film such as this. It's glorious, it's brilliant, it can try to be serious at times, but it doesn't. It becomes a bit funnier. And fun fact that the creator name Ruby Kirkland wanted to make the legendary Jungle Book a little bit darker at times. But they kind of cut all that out. And just make it kid friendly. Plus there's like a deleted scene named Rocky the Rhino that was going to be included into the movie, but cut that one out eventually. That he would challenge Mowgli and Cub in a battle of wits. But you have to watch the deleted scene for yourself, how it goes. So I will not give too much away, that you have to watch it for yourself. And once it was released in like the 50th anniversary on Blu-ray, they got like the so-called unlimited ending, which is brand new, that came out years ago. Where we get a new cartoon story where Mowgli does return to Man Village, a different sort of way. And there's this villain named Baldio. All sees that the panther turns into a human boy and tries to shoot him. And luckily, it shows like the parents, just like in the Jungle Book 2 movie. But one of them are different. It's a fun fact, in the old Jungle Book movie, that lady's name is Marisa. Now it's supposed to be Mowgli's grandmother, and does have parents. Like they were separated when he was a young child. And Baldio doesn't trust him. And again, and Shere Khan on the tiger is not to be trustworthy to others, and destroyed them all. Destroyed him with his own weapon. And Mowgli believes, heard every bit of his lies. And he tells him that Shere Khan is definitely alive. Yada yada yada. You have to watch the ultimate ending for yourself on Blu-ray edition. Just hold on a second. I'll show you what I mean. Keep rolling. Now here it is. Oh yeah, and the old songs were deleted as well in the old Disney Jungle Book. And I messed up. Guess I'm not gonna show it to you. I have to just look it up on YouTube like everybody else. there were some deleted songs that were like the Hunter song, which they actually cut out. Which, fun fact, the Bare Necessity song was been reused and sung by John, whatever his name is, Raven Redriel, which I best him, known as the voice of Tony the Tiger. That's saying that classic word. They're great! And most likely voiced a lot of Disney characters from the past. He also played Kirby, the vacuum from the Braveville Toaster, who also sadly kicked the bucket in 2005 when he did the final Braveville Toaster movie, Goes to Mars. And yes, there are like a few sequels out there running to the rescue, which would have been the last one they did. This one, yeah, I can't skip this part. This one's called The Jungle Book Unlimited Ending, Mowgli and the Hunter. So, blah blah blah, you have to check all this out for yourself, how the Jungle Book's history time was created a long time ago. So yeah, it's done by lots of people that worked hard on it. And behind the scenes, how they made the movie in the beginning from its progress time. And blah blah blah, yada yada yada. You pretty much heard all this before already. I'm just explaining that it had like interesting storyline, character development, interesting artwork backgrounds, amazing music and songs, and on how the Jungle Book could have been way darker, but they cut that all out to make it kid friendly. Feature, yada yada yada. So yeah, that's all I can say. It's a terrific movie a long time ago. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go ahead and play a video game. And that's all you have to know about Disney's Jungle Book. It's history time, so just look it up online and like everybody else. Thank you all for watching.